1988 rewatch of the WWF still going on as of before we started recording. A couple of things that I want to point out, Camp. WWF in 1988, that might be the year.
Okay.
That might have been like the zenith year, that top year.
Yeah.
And I've got to get to 89. 88 was a hell of a year.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, so Sean Mooney debuts. You know what I'm saying?
You already sold me now.
Yeah, Akeem, the African Dream, he debuts. These vignettes are very racist. I'll get to that in a second. Powers of Pain as faces debut. There's nowhere in hell they should have debuted as faces.
Not at all.
Let me just say that. They don't look happy. Well, the Powers of Pain, every time I see them come down the aisle, they don't look happy. They don't look face-like. They don't look like, hey, fam, yeah. You know, they just look like, oh, why is these people cheering for us?
They didn't even have face music.
No, they did. In the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, they had that up-tempo Jim Johnston. Yeah, good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Now, for those who don't know, they turned heel at Survivor Series. It's a double turn. Demolition turns face.
Yeah.
They turn heel, takes Mr. Fuji as their manager. But that music, that was pure face music.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that in a second, though. Big Boss Man debuts. And in the debuting of Big Boss Man, look, Big Boss Man should have never been looked at as a sympathetic figure when Nails whooped his ass because he come out the gate tying people up at the turnbuckle, whooping their ass. So I don't want to hear that at all. King Haku.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's put the pen. Let's just rewind real quick. Because I don't know about you, but in real time, I did think Nails was a face. Because, hey, listen, because I'm 7 years old in 88.
Yeah.
I watched the Big Boss Man beat up people. He's handcuffing them and beating them with the nightstick. So I was like, wait, hold up. I'm like, yo, he beating up people. He the police. And you know, I probably wasn't supposed to watch it, but I was privy to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? From the black elders around you.
We was privy to watching a lot of stuff that we wasn't supposed to that involved police violence.
Yeah, exactly. So when Nails debut and he start beating up the Big Boss Man, I'm not really sad. And then when his promo is, dude, you wrongfully convicted me. It was like, I didn't do the crime that you said I did, and you still beat me and had me arrested and thrown in jail. I was like, wait, yeah, that's wrong. He shouldn't do that. And this is a white dude saying it. I was like, hey, but no, look, the police are bad people. That's, hey, when you grow up like me, that might be what you know.
Said, here's the thing. That was one of the few times that I sided with Hulk Hogan. One of the few times with Shorty, I sided with Hulk Hogan when he was going up against Big Boss Man. It's like, still be putting people in handcuffs and whooping their ass. Like, out here.
Straight up.
And then when you get to 1991, that's Rodney King. Now, what's crazy is I had a Big Boss Man action figure. I had Big Boss Man and Akeem. Guess who used to whoop their ass? Macho Man. Because after Macho Man joint, with the stars on the drop, look, I used to whoop the shit out of Big Boss Man and Akeem. Because young me was like, he ain't black, but, he's African. So we jump into Big Boss Man. It's like Macho Man to Akeem. I had 3 of them bitches. I had 4. I had 3.
Hey, Big Boss Man was absolutely a jobber in my room. And my son's Big Boss Man jobs.
And when you watch Big Boss Man debut in 1988, he starts off whooping people's ass with that nightstick as soon as the match is over with. Like, hard time my ass. That slick music come on, and then he put them in the corner, and Vince McMahon like, oh, what is he doing? And Jesse Body Ventura, he had to serve hard time, Vince. Like, yeah, so, nah, fam. Big Boss Man, even as a face, it's like, hey, Nails whooped your ass, Jack. And now the Mountie,
So glad that you brought up the Mountie, because I don't know why. No, because somebody was talking about being electrocuted, and I instantly thought of Piper versus the Mountie and the shockproof. Yeah, the Mountie didn't bother me. The Mountie didn't bother me because, one, he was Canadian, and then two, he had a cattle prod, and I was just like, oh, I'm like, okay, like I kind of want one of those. Like,
it was kind of like, yo, how can I get, well, all of the toys that you had in the 90s, it's like, how can I get my hand on those?
fast.
So, but there's not, I don't think there was a feud with the Big Boss Man involved that I rooted for the Big Boss Man.
That's a great man. That's.
I don't know.
I think I'm with you. I think I'm with you on that one. I can't think of one, because the one that was supposed to be was Nails.
And that one,
yeah. Oh no, you know what?
Go ahead. Who?
Boss Man Big Show. That's the one. But see how late that is in the game? Like, when he dug up his dad and drove off with the casket, and then when he did he feed him his dog too?
Yes.
Boss Man, hey, listen, 2000s Boss Man, I ain't gonna front. After he lost at WrestleMania and they started building him with the Big Show, he started cooking dogs and peeling off at the funeral home. Peeling off from the graveyard with the casket. I was like, okay, I'm with you now. Because he wasn't really the police then. It was just a name.
Yeah, he was just the Walmart security guard at that point.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he wasn't like the police when I liked him. Yeah, he was like a Call of Duty character or something.
Yeah, I still say he was the security guard you bring in to the grocery store that's bad in the neighborhood. But yeah, I was like, just watch WWF Superstars in 1988. Big Boss Man, and he was a heel, so you were supposed to hate him. But when he turned face, it's like, I hope Akeem whip his ass. Like I hope Akeem whip his ass. Oh, Akeem ain't gonna whip his ass. I'm Mr. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Mr. Perfect?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Moving on though. King Haku. I mentioned he debuts. Harley Race gets hurt in a match with Hulk Hogan, I think it was. He's out of action, and they got to put the crown on somebody. They put it on King Haku, which now that means that the Islanders are done. So this also means King Tonga, I believe, at this time now goes to WCW. He's the Samoan Savage. He's part of the Samoan SWAT team. So there's that. For those who don't know who King Tama is, that is Jacob Fatu daddy.
Yeah.
You know, so there's that piece right there. But going back to Owen Hart, Blue Blazer, he debuts that year. Oh my God, I am watching a match from 1988, and Blue Blazer Owen Hart is doing stuff that we get excited for people doing now. Owen Hart Blue Blazer, like now Owen Hart leaves the WWE for like 2 days and wrestles in like WCW for like a day. He goes to Japan, he comes back. This stuff, he does the New Heart Foundation and high energy with Coco Beware and stuff. Oh my God, I am looking at 1988 and I am realizing how underrated Owen Hart just might be. Because again, I am looking at Owen Hart do stuff, high flying stuff, where you're like, yo, we be getting excited about somebody doing that on Raw today. Like, damn. Why y'all ain't do that with him? Now, we could go back, and I'm probably going to keep this watch going as long as possible, like going into Raw and everything, because this shit's fun to see the transition of wrestlers and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Lord, the Blue Blazer, I could understand as a shorty, I saw him and was like, ooh, because that man was flying off the top rope. He was flying off of the middle rope, doing jumps and hunakaranas and all of this stuff. And I am sitting there as now a 43-year-old man, like, yo, he was cold as hell when I was 6.
Right.
I am 43 years old now.
Yeah.
There's not been one time, basically what I am telling y'all right now, there's not been one time in the history of Owen Hart where I've been like, buddy ass huff as hell.
Right.
Not one time. Even as he get older and his match style is more grounded.
Yeah.
Owen Hart has always been cold to me.
Yeah. Fact.
And I'm looking at the WWF like, why the Blue Blazer had to be the Blue Blazer?
Mm-hmm.
I know his brother's there. Y'all ain't got to be like, yo, we brothers.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, Owen Hart, I've already said on this podcast, he should have been a champion after SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Owen Hart has always been cold. He's very underrated.
Yeah. I want to respond to that, but what I got to say is it's gonna bleed into one of the later topics. So I'm just gonna chill. But I think I have the answer. It's a bittersweet answer to why the Blue Blazer and Owen Hart only got to the level they got to.
Well, you keep watching. You go through them joints. You'll really understand. Because this right here this rewatch is making me relearn a lot of stuff that I was watching at the time that I had no idea. Dino Bravo. First of all, Dino Bravo went from black hair to blonde hair as one. So it was like,
from like one superstar to another, though, right?
Oh, it was definitely like Scott Steiner. Like the day before he was with his brother, and the next night he was with the NWO. He had blonde hair and a blonde goatee. That was Dino Bravo. Strong, white dude who was like, yeah, I'm gonna cut my hair.
Oh, you good.
But we got to put him on the list of terrible finishes.
Let's go, Frenchie.
He just had the side slam. And he tried to put some umph in it, like, and yeah, nah, that shit wasn't hidden. And the crazy thing is, that wasn't hidden for me when I was 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Used to be like, yo, that's it. And it was, again, that's it.
Well, bang. Well, bang. He's so strong that that's all it takes.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. Nope. That man needed the torture rack, a backbreaker, a bear hug, or something. Belly to belly somebody. You know, people wasn't belly to belly in 1988.
Facts. The belly to belly is one of the most underrated suplexes in my personal opinion.
Yeah, so or you know, not the sidewalk slam, but you know the joint that Arn Anderson do.
Oh yeah, spine buster.
He did the spine buster.
True.
But that sidewalk slam shit, he could kept that. $1 Million Man is about to buy Hercules.
Now that I do remember off the rip, because I was like, yo, this, I think I rewatched that when we first started the show. And I was like, wow, that's really racist now that I know that his last name was Hernandez.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this racist as hell that I know that his last name is Hernandez. Like, wow.
And he was so taken aback. Like, Bobby, what you doing, fam? What we doing? What? And $1 Million Man sold it. Like, oh, man. Hey, man, prized possession. Oh, wow, Vince McMahon, what is it with you and buying minorities, Jack?
You're right. Facts. Yo.
Yeah, like, whoa. And managers did run the WWF. Every time somebody debuted, you was like, yo, who you going with?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Slick had like 2 tag teams on him. The Rougeau brothers went from Rougeau to Fabulous Rougeau brothers.
Yeah.
And they was like, hey, we got an announcement next week because we love living in America. And then the next week, they was like, yo, our new manager is Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart was like, yo, we could only have one tag team, so Hart Foundation, y'all fired. It's like, what? And the Hart Foundation was mad. They was like, wait a minute, what? What we doing here? Like, how we get fired for them?
Right.
And it's 1988. So you know they want to call them all types of slurs. Because they from Canada. They from Quebec. So they want to call them all types of slurs.
Yeah.
And they did.
You definitely the other F word in 88. Yeah. When white people don't like you.
You could tell they want the... That's the only time in this time where I was like, they ain't gonna say nothing that's out of whack here. Maybe because they all was cool. But...
Right.
But Hart Foundation, I felt like there was a couple of slurs. Hey, Jimmy Hart, why you let us go because of this slur? And choose these slurs over us.
Right.
So they had their back and forth. Who else? Slick had Boss Man and Akeem, and the worst tag team of all time is the Bolsheviks. I know.
Oh, yeah.
I was on here a couple of weeks ago talking about Nikolai Volkov, but the Bolsheviks as a tag team, fam, they didn't look cold with jobbers as their opponent.
Nope.
I have no clue what was the point of the Bolsheviks other than them being Russian. You got Bobby the Brain Heenan running around. And you just got random people about to start. You got Frenchie.
Yeah.
Frenchie Martin. I can't remember my man that used the claw, but he becomes the Powers of Pain manager. And then a couple of weeks later, he's no longer their manager. So he's only there for like 3 weeks. But managers really ran the
Is it Billy Kowalski?
It was one of them. Like it wasn't Killer Kowalski. Who was it?
And then I remember Engelbert Humperdinch.
Yep.
But I think he's on the way out by 89 though, right? I mean,
yeah,
88.
he is. He's back in WWF. Well, excuse me. He's back at Baron von Raschke. The Baron. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Baron von Raschke is the Powers of Pain match. Now, so Oliver Humperdinck comes in for like 5 minutes because he eventually becomes Bam Bam Bigelow's manager.
Mm-hmm.
We now hear, later in life, we now know that Bam Bam Bigelow left the WWF because Andre the Giant then was hard on him. Like, fam, I told both my ACLs, I'm still up here wrestling. Why you whipping my ass in here? I'm out. And Engelbert Humperdinck was also Paul Orndorff's manager. He's no longer with the WWF too. So it's like, all right, we out. And now he's in WCW as well, with the Samoan SWAT team. So like if you don't have a manager, if you don't have a second with you, you better be Hulk Hogan. Because even Macho Man had Elizabeth.
Yeah.
$1 Million Man had Virgil. There's not one top star outside of the next person I'm about to mention that didn't have a manager.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also part of the reason why. This man should have had somebody else's spot by WrestleMania VI. Fam, every time you see Jake the Snake Roberts, the crowd is going nuts. They are chanting DDT. Ravishing Rick Rude is pissed him off for having Cheryl on his drawers, on his tights. Gee, Jake the Snake Roberts is probably, at that time in 1988, number 3. And if you call Hulk Hogan and Macho Man the Mega Powers at that time, 1A and 1B, then Jake the Snake Roberts is number 2.
Yeah.
We're getting to WrestleMania V. So we know what we're getting into. WrestleMania VI, I now officially stand on it. That should have been Hulk Hogan versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Ain't nobody changed my mind. Can't nobody tell me nothing different. The Ultimate Warrior at 6, 7, 8 years old, he's the person you want to see. He's like, As a 43-year-old, the Ultimate Warrior sucks. Ultimate Warrior is officially, to me, the wrestler you wanted to be if you didn't train on how to be a wrestler.
Okay, that's fair.
There's nothing clean what this man did when he's the Intercontinental Champion. You mean to tell me Jake the Snake Roberts couldn't get a title shot at a pay-per-view and still could have been Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake faces, even though, no, Jake the Snake, you go be a heel and you go terrorize Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania VI. You shouldn't be wrestling Rick the Model Martel in a blindfold match. No.
Yeah.
You should be wrestling Hulk Hogan for the World Championship. In hindsight, my 6, 7, 8-year-old me is like, Ultimate Warrior's cool. 43-year-old me, I'm like, hindsight is 2020. And this vision is clear. Jake the Snake Roberts is far and away the number 3 when it comes to the
top guys in the wrestling.
The top guys in wrestling. No way around it. He had nobody with him, just like Hulk Hogan had nobody with him. And he had no alliances, no allegiances. Like he had the only friend Jake Roberts had. The only friend that and this is me just looking from 1987 on. And if we want to go to WrestleMania 2, let's go to WrestleMania 2. The only had 2 friends in his time in the WWF. You could say 3. Damien, Lucifer, and Alice Cooper. They're the 3 friends.
So Alice Cooper.
And he was over. My man, he was over. He didn't need a manager. He didn't need say your prayers, take your vitamins, train. He didn't need a woman. He need a manager.
Yeah.
He had the DDT, a snake, and he was over like Rover.
I love what you're saying here, because even as we go back in time and we talk about some of the greatest promo guys in wrestling, right? Because that's a big part of getting yourself over. I don't think anybody does it purposefully. I don't think we do it purposefully. But there needs to be more conversations about how Jake the Snake Roberts, without the physique, without the manager, without the woman, he had a snake in a bag. He had a python in a bag, and yet he's probably should have been in his prime. And however you want to start the years off, you can. He's in the top 5 of just guys with a mic, period. Because even Ric Flair started with J.J. Dillon. You know what I mean? Like, and he was bouncing off of Tully, and he was bouncing off of Arn, like for the Horseman run, that is. But we never talk about how, Jake the Snake Roberts, again, prototypically, he's not the guy that Vince McMahon wants. He's not. But he is doing everything that he wants Brutus the Barber Beefcake to do. Everything that he wishes the Ultimate Warrior could do. Hey, what he's hoping that Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels are going to do 5 years later. Like, he's hoping Jake the Snake Roberts is literally doing that. And we do have to put a lot of more respect on Jake Roberts' name. I think that what you're watching, especially with your adult eyes and ears and just comprehension, is like, yo, no, this is a wrestling superstar here. Like, why? Like, why? Why am I watching the superstar do in this environment, doing this?
Yeah. We got to put more respect on Jake Roberts' name.